Alvaro is trying his best to mitigate the losses here. He draws aggro so that the minions don't go underneath the tower.
Supa gets back, no. Oh, Caps trading with Jojo as well. Death by
That's a solo kill.
Caps. It's a solo kill, Benny. Who's better now? Who's better now?
Well,
I unplugged my headset as I said that.
I mean, Caps making a statement.
I think arguably at times the best player in the LEC as well, depending on where you're looking at it. Grand Starfall coming down as Labrov is just deleted. We talked about the use of the first Pantheon. Where are you going to stem the tide that is G2? Well, bot lane was the target and it works out for MKOI.
But a lot of that being driven by the advantage that Caps and Hans have been able to build.
Yeah, Rift held for G2. 2 Drakes though to MKOI. SkewMond looking for the smite here. Will get it. Myrwn trying to burn him so they can't pick up the eye, and he does exactly that.
1 second.
Equalizer down onto Skew. Paranoia out from the Nocturne. The spear, though! Skewered is SkewMond.
The pace of this game from KOI is something that G2 are struggling to deal with. I remember when Jojo came back from MSI. Oh, he's found Hans. He's chasing him.
Oh, Hans able to get away. And there's the Paranoia in, and Jojo goes too deep. It's like the Mines of Moria. They were too greedy. Double for Skew. And now the TP behind Myrwn has Flash, uses it immediately. He wants the hell out of that.
And then same for SkewMond. Yeah. He's also had his experimental Hexblade also
which
upgraded.
Is a lab-proven Hexblade at this point,
Absolutely.
Right?
Now, the fight for the mid-wave begins as Dragon Soul is spawning soon. The tower been set up. Here we go.
Ball of the Forge God, though. Look for Myrwn. Still does not have Flash. A quickness immediately disengaged from SkewMond. Dived in with the Paranoia as well, and Supa now on the wrong side of this wall. SkewMond is low. Caps unable to join the fight. The Emperor's Divide from Jojo. They're looking for the knockup from Alvaro already. That's 2 for MKOI. G2 try to pincer in, but they just can't find it. There's a pause.
There's a pause! Right now I want to get back into the game because I see the ready checks have come through. We're getting back in.
That we are. Jump back into the action as MKOI are looking to chase Caps out. Realm Warp out from Caps, but he can't take it. Needs to put the damage down, but MKOI will just chase him out. And that is another kill over to MKOI. This will be solved for them. No real contest available for G2 anymore.
So, MKOI, what a huge team fight win for them. The swing in momentum has been massive, and it will put them with the soul. 26 minutes, KOI have played a fast and loose game that has worked very nicely for them.
BrokenBlade core to the Forge God, still not off cooldown. Hans Summer has just respawned. Elyoya is low. BrokenBlade with the Bellows Breath tries to jump on a Supa, gets a 3-man knockup, but it's still going to get taken out by MKOI. He stops the Baron, but at the cost of his own life.
It's a difficult fight to approach for G2. They're kind of reliant on Hans Summer landing some poke. Jojo going to do the exact same thing, though.
Jojo at 3 items, just going to chunk through him. The quickness, the equalizer, and Caps goes a good night. MKOI knew exactly who they wanted to kill, and they executed it perfectly. BrokenBlade in with the knockup. Hans Summer trying to put the damage down with the shield bolt. He's stunned up, locked up, and taken out. The Emperor's Divide, not even necessary, as MKOI will run G2 through. Elyoya here, and there's the moves that we were just talking about.
It's an ace for KOI with all 5 members left standing. A very clean fight. They eliminate Caps and they clean up the rest of G2. The win streak of G2 will end as KOI go 1-0 up in this best of 3.
And for KOI, what a moment it would be to take down this series. They have done the first step. Caps up in 6, but he'll only be alive to watch his Nexus die. MKOI, the first team here in Madrid to take a game of G2. And the icing on the cake is Caps has to watch it from the Death Realm.
Oh, we got a find in bot lane already.
That we have. Labrov trying to step up. Supa down at half HP. Hans Summer begins to open up. Alvaro, though, with the staggering blows. Alvaro going to be forced away. Heal out from Labrov and Hans Summer. Flash the barrier. Another auto needed, but Pix is here to help. Labrov picks up first blood on the bot side.
So, either my understanding of this bot lane 2v2 is very wrong.
For a bit of extra damage. Jojo, though, winning out that matchup. Myrwn now needs to be careful. He's already used his TP. And he has to flash out of something here. Ishtal's impact, condemn, locked against the wall, no escape for the Gnar. And G2 coming out of the gate swinging 2-0.
They don't feel strong enough right now to really contest. Lost chapter going to be done by Jojo. Oh, he's going to run into
going in, dredge lined. Jojo low on mana, but has enough for the Frozen Tomb. The Wild Growth from Labrov there in time. And now SkewMond can look for that Impale. Alvaro trying to get away with the Riptide slow, but they don't even need the Stinger of the Scorpion because Labrov has some supportal combat. You don't usually want a Fed support, but if you're going to have a Fed support, a Lulu with Ardent Sensor, when you have 280 carries, is probably the best. Dredge line, though, from MKOI, as they look to collapse on the vein. Super dives in with the kill instinct for the final hour. This is the final second of his life. Good kill from MKOI, punishing the vein.
Good news, great news even for Myrwn, but Caps continuing to be that shining light for G2.
The Condemn comes out. Good Frozen Tomb from Jojo to stop the Ishtar's impact, but the Upheaval slow is there. Labrov has a polymorph too. Help picks into Glitter Lance for the slow. The follow-up, Impale flapped away. Dredge line now onto the Lulu. Wild Growth on BrokenBlade. I don't think that's who Labrov should have used it on. BB trying to open up with the final hour. Hans Summer joining in, but with the TP out, Ishtar's impact has to be used as the retreat. MKOI have 5 up here to G2's 3. It's a tricky one there for Labrov to survive, and that is the reason that we do see the Nautilus picked like this so many times. SkewMond steps forward, four members of MKOI here, and it's Caps on the flank, but SkewMond's just done for. Alvaro getting in on the support killing action is...
The only good news for G2 is that it was Alvaro that ended up picking it up.
It's good news for Alvaro as well. Another dredge line. Jojo looking for that flank position, killer instinct in, and Labrov is going to die again. BrokenBlade looking for the flank, TP coming in by Caps as well. Jojo still no Frozen Tomb, the charm Condemn enough. Another dredge line though, and with a flag and drag follow-up. Flash staggering blows onto Caps, means he has to use the Spirit Rush. He dashes back in. Caps tries to escape, but it's already a double for Supa. The charm just in time, but with a Cataclysm. Elyoya claps Caps' head. Impale onto one from SkewMond, but he has to flash. Otherwise, he would not survive the clutches of MKOI.
What is happening right now? Okay, well, KOI now in a bit of a winning position. The goal is largely equalized, but we find ourselves in a situation where Supa's 3-1-2.
Yeah.
The Kaiser is very strong.
He's going to step up here. Hans Summer, okay. Oh, it's a super moment, guys. Hans Summer dead, though. It's a super moment. He almost finds 2 as Labrov has to run. Supa showing that at almost 3 items now. He is a force to be reckoned with. Looks like is it Nash's Tooth next on Supa with the blasting wand and the recurve bow. Hans Summer has flash, has barrier. Help picks not enough. Doesn't get a chance to use anything but the barrier. Impale gonna pull back Alvaro. The Cataclysm in though. Alvaro will fall to this and he's locked in the pit. Elyoya attempts to tower shot, but G2 unable to react in time to get any more than one.
Now that is what is scary for the Sivir.
If an Impale is used on him when he dives in with the Killer Instinct, it's a huge loss. But G2 do have a lot of short cooldown CCs, and you know, with the Charm and with the Condemn. It's not the end of the world if that Zhonya's does come out. Dredge line onto SkewMond. Alvaro on the front line once again. Flash depth charge. Supa looking for the dive onto the back line, but Alvaro is just way too deep. Supa can't go in. BrokenBlade towards the top side is locked in the Cataclysm. Flash Wild Growth. Double root from the Ring of Frost. Nah, back. The Impale only landed over to one, and Hans Summer now rooted up Wallop. There for the start. It's a triple for Supa. They bided their time. Caps will get one in response, but that is Infernal Soul to MKOI.
Wow, fantastic team fighting from KOI there. It looked lost after Alvaro was picked off at the start.
Vision outside the pit is good from Labrov. That ward there spotting MKOI as they walk into this choke point. The
Look at Jojo.
From Jojo. Osasito looking for it on the hunt, goes on Summer. Caps finds the fact that Jojo is waiting in the wings. Frozen Tomb now used. SkewMond trying to step in. Alvaro with a dredge line. Caps kills off Jojo. The Impale on the back. The Cataclysm, cataclysmic for the fans here in Madrid. And once again, he is Europe, he is Caps, he is everything for G2 as he stops any chance of MKOI winning the fight.
Wow, a phenomenal catch from Caps. Tracking Jojo, preventing the flank, and the combo just gets shut down. G2 win the front-to-back fight. SkewMond, he got a 3-man Impale in the midst of all of that as well. G2 will bring us to a game 3.
And he just finds it. The vision in the banana bush enough for Caps to realize where Jojo is waiting. He silences the crowd. And as you say, Eddie, we are going all the way today, 6 out of 6, as we'll go to game 3 of this best of 3. And the block passive has been procced.
Jojo dangerously low, Caps in a similar state. Caps does have that level advantage though.
I think Caps is much less dangerously low. Jojo, that's pretty dangerous for Jojo, as Elyoya looks for a little bit with the audacious charge. Caps, with no mana, is going to get taken out.
Yeah, Elyoya now has to cover. This is...
they're going to jump onto Labrov. Heal comes out, but Hansama's now here to join the party, and Elyoya doesn't have the flash to escape. Elyoya forced away. Flash forward from SkewMond with a Temper Scribble, and Hans flashes for the double-up damage. SkewMond dashes away. And there's not really much you can do about that. Root Caps with another root.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. Oh, stop it. Stop it, Caps. Not going to matter too much, as Caps is the first to complete his role quest. Jojopyun going to get chained up. SkewMond here for the follow-up. Flash kick. And Jojo... Well, Labrov takes it. He knew he was behind in gold there. He was like, I've got to get this kill. Like an insect. You see people doing insects in silver these days.
There are people that know that it's called an... Oh.
There we are. There's the insect into the beat drop onto Myrwn, and the egg sits in the middle of the lane, gobbled up by Hansama.
G2 still at a 3k gold lead. Herald is spawning in 5 seconds. Ooh, and that's an engage.
That it is. Hero's Entrance coming down as SkewMond tries to escape it. Flash taunt from Jojopyun. SkewMond's going to fall. Labrov and Hansama now retreating. And Hans has to burn his flash to get out.
Nice punish there from KOI. They're chasing down Labrov. The arrow, the slow.
Labrov able to flash.
Also not able to connect. But I don't think it did what he wanted it to do.
It's really good when you have a Nico on your team. Because the enemy is like, oh, the minions are walking weirdly. Which one's Nico? Well, he's not yet, Betty. But now he is. Okay, cool. There we are. Hansama there for the follow-up, and that's more plates going into the pockets of the Misfortune. Caps now coming out of base with his Shadow Flame complete. 2 items.
Oh, now here we go.
2 as well on Hansama. Elyoya jumps towards Hansama. There's the hero's entrance as well, and Hans doesn't have flash to get away. You don't even need the 5-man Magnet Storm. You just need it on a couple. Labrov falls out. Caps joins the fray, but Alvaro's killed off SkewMond. Labrov having to flash out. BrokenBlade flashes the wall too. Elyoya chases him for more. Labrov with the surround sound shield. Jojo still will taunt him back and bring him down. MKOI finds 4. BB died as well. BrokenBlade TPing in towards the mid lane because there's a Drake up in 10 seconds time. The previous fight did give MKOI the second Drake. Jojo's going to knock back with a Q3, but I think he just had punched out of it. Elyoya looking for that flame whip against lightning. They go to Hansama, flashes away from the Magnet Storm. There's the encore follow-up, hero's entrance. Hansama looking for that bullet time. All out goes BrokenBlade as he distracts the best of MKOI. And now Jojo's in the middle of 4. He's going to have to flash as well. BrokenBlade trying to dash away from Supa, but now Supa on a killing spree. G2 lose their top. But it's only Elyoya really in the middle of it, and he can just pop Crescent Guard. So you can't really put a time on there. Hansama doesn't get the opportunity to use it as Myrwn is caught out here. The chains crystallize, stops Caps from advancing any further. Good flash force. There's the kick with the Dragon's Rage, and Myrwn, well, he's been beaten, he's been whisked, and he's killed off by G2. Nibia not surviving through that, but MKOI will take 2 towers for the good and bring that gold lead down under the 500 mark.
Yeah, I mean, a silly mistake from Myrwn. He's far too deep in the bot lane.
Well, sometimes
Supa's
a single
deathless
Dragon
this game,
Rage
which
can
is
do it.
kind of insane.
And Alvaro's deathless as well. After the lead, that Hansama and Labrov were able to garner. SkewMond getting caught out with the arrow, and Elyoya there for the chase. Idol of Durant for the taunt, and once again, we see a G2 player dead before the fight really begins. Hansama has to cancel the bullet time. Caps is down for the double, and now Hansama and Labrov are on the retreat. BrokenBlade tanky enough to survive through Supa for now, but he needs to get away from the Magnet Storm! You can't climb that wall! He'll take down a bit of poultry. As G2 fall foul of the situation, MKOI, there's a Baron available. They are just turning for it. Like one of his most played across the course of his career, 70% win rate on it, and Supa gets the arrow down! Who is the assassin now? Supa from 404 can't find an enemy that can stand up against him. Now 5-0.
50 seconds now. Caps on the hunt, he dashes in.
Looking for Elyoya, lands the chains, Jojo goes forward, encore, lands onto Supa on the backline as well, and even with the crescent guard, Elyoya is now in the midst of the team, the arrow lands onto Caps on the backline, Storm, he's kicked away! Alvaro can't find the engage that he really wants, and now Myrwn needs to do a lot of work. A good crystallize here can stop G2 from advancing, but Caps tries to take down the bird. A shadowing strike out from Alvaro, just distracting, Supa having to flash away. Jojo going to rejoin the fray. Heroes entrance, Elyoya, the shield not enough to keep on alive. Myrwn does kill off Labrov, but Supa stands and delivers, and still finds him! He is the superstar! But the man of the ages shuts him down. Caps almost gets the double. In the end, it's MKOI's soul has had those angels on his shoulder, those protectors, those allies. And Hans hasn't been able to find a way to really open up in a team fight. BrokenBlade on that front line. Q3 for the knockback. Jojo looking to the flank. BrokenBlade just getting ripped to pieces. A Cassante more squishy. I have never seen a flash torn a bullet time of the crystallize. Will stop the bullets from ripping through. And now Caps has got the world to do. Then Labrov's flash still not up. Caps the same. Jojo has 14 stacks on his Medjay, and he has been taking names after that laning phase. The G2 Pathmaker in, encore as well, there's the bullet time, and they rip through MKOI, but Jojo found one, and Supa's back from beyond the grave. Supa on a killing spree, Elyoya diving in, Hansama protected, and no shield will save Elyoya. Labrov finds the double, Supa without that extra angel, gets kicked back, a dash back with SkewMond as well, and Hansama and Labrov now looking for the 2v2, but Supa and MKOI still able to open up the base, all three.
But it feels like we're nearing its conclusion as the Elder will be kicked off by KOI.
It's just gone. How does SkewMond get in here? Alvaro, Jojo and Myrwn all there to block his path in a literal and figurative sense. The Elder already down to 5k. BrokenBlade going in, but there's the Elder encore through it. The Elder secured by MKOI, and now they really get to step forward. The Guardian Angel on Hansama's shoulder, matched by the Demons in blue. MKOI, bring down the lasers, bring down the roof of the arena, and G2 cannot withstand the pressure here in Madrid. Labrov tries to walk away, but the last walk he's taking is to an early grave. MKOI in Madrid find victory.
What a way to close out the spring split regular season. KOI secure the Elder in a desperate last-ditch effort. G2 tried to steal it, but it was not enough.